Hello, Sagittarius, and welcome to your mid-October 2017 tarot card reading. So, let's dive in. I'm going to start with these animal cards. I've already shuffled and meditated on your sign, and these animal cards, I'll read them first from the book, and then give you my intuitive 2 cents. But these animal cards are an overarching thematic energy to keep in mind as we move through the rest of the spread. So, okay, really interesting energy coming forward for you guys. We have the crow and we have the crocodile. And the crocodile, it's interesting because when it popped up, I heard renegade. Renegade. So there's this feeling that in some way or form you're, I just heard walking on the fringe. So there's this, it's this unique going to the beat of your own drum, exploring things that are on the fringe, sort of that energy. But let me just go ahead and read first, and then I'll dive in. So the crow, and it's interesting because this is crossing the crocodile is crossing the crow. So I'm looking at it sort of as either a pathway or an obstacle. But let's see. And there have been a lot of similar animal cards coming up for other signs. Like the dragonfly popped up a bunch, and I believe the swan came out a few times. But this is like your unique energy. It feels like there's Sagittarius is doing this thing where it's really just sort of going to the beat of its own drum. Okay, crow. Spiritually strong, creative, watchful. The crow has long been a symbol of magic. A crow personality is drawn to the supernatural and has a gift for seeing the unseen, knowing the unknown. It is said that the crow holds within its mind's eye the three realities: past, present, and future. Crow energy is potent and should only be tapped into when the mind is clear. Those with crow tendencies must balance their life with a healthy diet, joyful friends, and regular self-study. When in balance, psychic, strong, clear. When out of balance, ungrounded, hypersensitive. To bring into balance, daily meditation practice. And very strongly coming from this card is this past, present, future. It's almost as though you are able to see the big picture when others can't. So there is this trajectory that you're on that is going to the beat of your own drum, and I feel that it's almost like others aren't quite sure what others can't grasp, you seem to have a handle on. Okay, crocodile. And I just heard alternative approach. So crocodile, let's see. And massive creativity coming out of these cards right now. Massive, almost like this rebellious, like, creative energy. It's got like a lot of attitude, almost a lot of attitude coming through. And almost this like playful approach. Kind of like laughing at yourself a little bit. Like, I know, I'm going for it. Crocodile. Right here. Sneaky. Sneaky little crocodile. Okay. Here we go. Okay. The crocodile. Resting, submerging, collecting energy, cooling off. The crocodile reminds us to step back from the external world and turn inward. Now is not the time for decisions, action, or discussion. The crocodile's mantra is wait. This doesn't mean lying around hoping life's challenges will disappear. The crocodile is much smarter than that. It means intentionally withdrawing, gathering awareness, observing and building energy. Fill up the vital reserves so your next move comes from a place of wisdom and power. When in balance, wise, patient, a silent powerhouse. When out of balance, feels stuck, lashes out. To bring into balance, rest. Makarasana pose. I don't know what that is, but maybe worth looking up. So yeah, there is this renegade energy coming through. So there is this foresight I'm hearing. There's this foresight. So there's a vision that you're holding onto, and it's like in the grips of your hands. And the crocodile is coming forward, and I feel pushing boundaries. So you're sort of pushing your limits a bit. And there's this independent nature to the crocodile and to the crow, and this strong intuitive sense. So whatever this is it's you're tapping deeply into your intuition. And there's just so much a creative approach. So alternative approach and creative approach. And foresight is coming up again. So let me show you what I'm looking at here. So let's keep this in mind as we move through the rest of the cards. Okay, so on the bottom of the deck, we have the Six of Swords, the Seven of Wands, over the Three of Swords reversed. Awesome. And then this Magician energy wants to pop up too. Yeah, there is this cultivating of what feels like your own intuitive dream, your own intuitive calling. Really following your own beat. Okay, so here we go. And this kind of wanted to come out. This is a card that's anchoring the entire spread, and the Six of Swords is speaking to this card. So here we go. This is your focal point. The Wheel of Fortune reversed. Wow. Crossed by the Eight of Wands. Whoosh, hot, hot, hot. And then in recent past, we have the Sun reversed. Very interesting. And then anchoring this spread, we have the Nine of Swords reversed right next to the Six. So there's this tentativeness around making a move in the past. And it feels like almost this excruciating energy holding you in place in the recent past. And there's this breaking free from that. Big, big time. Anyways, moving into the near future, we have the Two of Cups reversed. Very interesting. Crowning the reading, we have the Six of Cups. Okay. And then also representing your own sort of general energy here, we have the High Priestess, most intuitive card in the deck. Very parallel to the Crow. Okay, that was reversed, but we're going to keep it upright. And then there's the Mother of Cups in your environment. Beautiful. And then we have in Hopes and Fears. Oh, you're hoping for that new beginning. Beautiful. And you're also afraid of that new beginning to a degree. So then moving in at the end of October into November, we have the Four of Cups reversed and the Moon reversed. Cancer is coming up strong here. So there could be a Cancer character coming in November, or it could be part of your own energy. Okay. Water, emotional energy. So, the Wheel of Fortune reversed as a focal point of your reading during this time of change and transformation and transition. And there is this playful, this almost decorative energy of sort of stringing things up. There is this adorning your environment. And there is this sort of creative expression that's taking place. There's this awareness of how you creatively express yourself. And there's this playful approach to doing more of that. And this has such a mystical nature to it, which is coming up strong with many cards in this spread, this mystical nature. I just heard alternative. So there is this exploration of what's mystical, what's perhaps less than, like a little bit exploring the unknown. And it's this intuitive fuel. It's sort of fueling your spirit from the inside out, this new venture, this new exploration. And tides are changing, I just heard. So there is this sense that you're coming to the end of some sort of cycle, and you are paving a new way forward for yourself, is what it feels like. And how you're doing it, the emphasis here is, so yes, we're in this new phase, this groundbreaking new phase, this transformation. But the emphasis here is sort of on how you're approaching this transformation. And it feels as though it's very colorful, very dynamic, and free-spirited, very free-spirited. So there is this presence and this going with the flow and seeing what comes. I just heard. So there is sort of this, what comes. You're unleashing yourself. And renegade again. And there is this, the presence that's coming up is sort of this exploration of what is possible, this exploration of what you can create. And there's this emphasis here on groundwork, sort of like you're hitting the ground running. You're on the ground. So there is this groundbreaking energy with the Eight of Wands. And then it feels like this quick pace, this excitable pace. And we're looking with the wands at career, at fire, at creativity. And it's almost like there's this infusion of creativity in all aspects of your life right now. It's about discovering the joy and following your excitement. So in the past, it's almost as though I'm feeling this stagnancy, this trouble in moving away from something. And it could very well be moving out of cycles and rhythms and patterns that that sort of made up your entire world. So there's this oppressive nature to the past that you really had to break free from, and even for some of you are breaking free from. We have the sun reversed. So it's this burst of fire energies, this burst of creativity. So there's almost these epiphanies. And there is this Uranian energy with this lightning strikes, and once sort of a, you know, it's you can't go back. So whatever this is that you're in, whatever this new venture is, it's inspiring in the sense, and in the sense that it is it's like this lightning bolt. It lights up the sky, and then what is seen can no longer be unseen. So there is this new knowing, and it's, again, approach is coming up strong. It's now strongly informing your approach forward, your new approach to your life. There's something very revolutionary about this for you, and it feels personal. And then we have this moving into the Two of Cups reversed. So we're looking at relationship dynamics here, and how they're coming to play. I'm going to pull one more card on this. Let me take these three off. Okay. So this one feels like, I feel, though, for many of you, this is sort of, it's looking at like your world of relationships, and there is this intention around singularity. I just heard following your own lead. So there is this this interdependence, and then this independence energy that's coming from coming from this card. And it feels very dynamic. So it's, whatever this is it's like a work in progress, and it's this it's sort of this reclaiming of your relationships and of you yourself in relationship, within relationship, and also this reclaiming of your relationship with yourself. And in a practical way. So it's sort of like on the in the material realm, it's showing up for yourself in new ways. It's this investment in yourself, in your own energy. And that in itself feels partially what is so groundbreaking about this. There's this elevation, this elevating of yourself that's happening. I feel like that there was another sign that had a similar energy to a degree around this specifically. I want to be clear about that, because this is, your energy is so, your rhythm is so unique right now. But there is this really cultivating and trusting and following your own lead. This I know best sort of energy, and seeing where that leads you. And then crowning the spread, we have the Six of Cups, and there's just this beautiful, playful, nostalgic, there's something bubbling under the surface. It's this like childlike inspiration, and this, again, I'm hearing approach. So this time period is all about you're looking at your approach forward, and there's something happening underground that's breaking free, that's breaking out. So there's a lot happening under the surface, And it feels very exciting, and it feels very inciting. So you're allowing your environment to sort of incite these your action steps forward. It's this awareness of synchronicity, and letting the world around you, your reality, stimulate you in new and create new creative ways. And it's almost like you're paving your way as you go. You're making the route as you go. So you're really feeling it all out. You're feeling everything out, and you're sort of saying, huh? You know, it's like moment to moment. So the High Priestess, this is you. This is absolutely your energy right now. And you're dreaming big. You're looking into your crystal ball and into that intuitive center within yourself. And you're looking at what is the best I can possibly imagine for myself, and how can I go create that? And there's this passion. There's this passion around your approach. So it's like you're all in. And it is this sort of excitable, you know, young-spirited, this young-spiritedness, this yesness that's coming out. This yes, 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 saying yes to what's coming forward for you. And independence is coming up very strong. Your own sovereignty, your own sort of self-governing. A very large emphasis on that, on sort of discovering and cultivating your own sovereignty and exploring your own sovereignty. In your environment, the Mother of Cups, which is like speaking to the High Priestess, I feel like it's like someone, there's this conversation that's happening, and it's both very, very, very strong, Mother of Cups and High Priestess, very intuitive, both very, very intuitive. And it's like someone has your ear. So there's this conversation in your environment, this supportive, nurturing energy in your environment, which is helping nurture and cultivate and explore this sense of sovereignty. To play with your intuition, to dream big, to go for it. So your environment is looking very nurturing, especially this particular, if this is a character, this feminine, nurturing energy. Doesn't have to be a woman, but that sort of that divine feminine. Very loving and nurturing, and safe, I just heard. So it's your environment, there's something that is I just heard sacred. So there's something, it's a space in your environment or a character in your environment that brings an element of the sacred to, brings an element of like sacredness in. So there's something quite. Could be familial, or it could just sort of be in an environment that is holding space for you to explore yourself further in this way, to explore those internal realms as you bring them out to play. I just heard, and we have the Fool. In your hopes and fears. So there is this new beginning, this fresh start, this new approach that, again, you're passionate about, you're excited about, you're curious about. What will come of this? And this that childlike wonder. So there is this sort of this sweetness. And these first few steps, it's where usually maybe there was a tentativeness. I feel like you're ready to leap. And it's not a huge leap. Perhaps it just feels like it steps in these directions that you're doing with okay, yeah, let's do it. Sure, I'm game. Let's go. And then carrying us into the end of October and November, we have the Four of Cups reverse, which just feels like there is stepping out of the dream and into this new reality. So there is whatever sort of you dream about, you sort of dream and not act on. It's like, no, now I'm gonna hit the ground running. I'm gonna get out there. I'm gonna experience this stuff. I don't want to just sort of experience dreaming about the experience. I want to experience the experience. So there's that strong energy coming up here. And then this water energy, this Cancer energy pouring in November. And it feels like it is this wellspring of emotional aliveness that's coming into play, that's coming into being. That's bringing in this new way of seeing, this new way of seeing. And what it feels like is sort of this like emotional sensitivity that is like full of information. So it's almost this way in November, coming in November, and for some of you, it could be happening now, but this feels more towards building, and then more towards the latter part of October into November. There's this way that you're utilizing your emotional experiences as a way to it's almost this receptivity to your emotional experience that perhaps you haven't made space for or allowed for in quite some time. So there is this like receptiveness. It's this listening to yourself and your emotional experience in a whole new way, and in a way that is it's deeply connected to your intuition, and sort of as a new way to connect with that sovereignty, to get to know, how you to get to know how you tick better, how you work, how your technology runs. I just heard. And then here at the bottom of the deck, we have, so the Six of Swords, but I wanted to come here at the anchor. So we have the Seven of Wands, and this feels very strongly like you, this sort of moving forward to the beat of your own drum, following your own light, really being this like singular guiding force for yourself, this following that internal passion, following that excitement. And it's what would hold you back and constrict you in the past. You're letting that all go. You're like, I'm not going to let that hold me back this time. And there's just this forward momentum, this forward direction, and this really coming into the seat of your own power. Again, I want to say it again, the seat of your own sovereignty. We have all of these tools that we're working with now. And there's this feeling that you're like really looking at your own, this vision of like your own kingdom, this environment, this world, this reality that you're building for yourself. And one that inspires you. Okay. And then it's just forward, forward, forward. And a lot of this journey, when this fell, it sort of pointed inward, is this it's going in to go out. So it's this personal exploration that is incredibly exciting, and it's this new creative approach to the reality that you're experiencing, and it's really profound and wonderful. So do check out this is very dynamic and has a lot going on. So check out your if this is your sun sign, check out your moon and your rising, so you can piece together a more holistic reading for yourself according to your own personal natal chart. So definitely, I would really recommend that, especially with this reading, just because there are lots of pieces to this puzzle. And I do hope that this was helpful. I love you so much. Have a beautiful, very fun, very creative next couple of weeks. And And please leave a comment. I appreciate it so much. And thank you for your likes and your subscriptions. And I love you. Have a beautiful, beautiful day and enjoy this energy coming through. Love you.